the multidimensional scaling report is another report that is extremely important and very valuable to you. So this one basically looks at consumer perceptions and ideal values, very similar to the semantic scales report. However, what it's done is it's collapsed the data into fewer categories. That way, it may be easier for you to kind of make sense of all the information. Okay, so basically what we have is we have three different what we call multi-dimensions. We can call them indices, but basically again you've collapsed the semantic items into these multi-dimensions just to collapse the amount of data you have to look at. Okay, so it's always a good place to look at this. Okay, so here we have, well, let me start at the bottom here. Okay, so if you look at the bottom, this tells you kind of what the three dimensions are: economy, performance, and convenience, and it tells you what kind of comprises each of those dimensions. So economy just has to do with price. It's pretty much the only thing that's important, the only thing that explains economy. Performance, it's basically display and power. Okay, and then convenience is basically design with a couple, other things that are slightly there. So you can use this data instead of the semantic scale data in order to help you determine things. Okay, so the multi-dimensions are on a scale from -20 to +20. So you've converted the data from semantic to this. Okay, and so there's two maps here. Each map has economy at the bottom. So economy is just basically how economical is the product viewed. Okay, so the higher the number, the more economical. Okay, performance and convenience, the higher the number, the more performance, the more convenience. Be careful with the economy multi-dimension because the higher the number means basically the cheaper. Okay, so it kind of mentally in your head it could be backwards from what you think. Okay, so just remember that the farther right on these maps, the cheaper the product is perceived from a price standpoint in consumers' minds. Okay, now looking at the maps, these are called brand maps, perceptual maps. They're also present in the semantic scales report, but I didn't explain them in that report, but I will here. So basically what you have here is you have a graphical representation of ideal values and of brand perceptions. Okay, so the little triangles with the word out to the side, that's the brand name. Those are the perceptions of the marketplace of these brands. Okay, and then you have the little discs with two letters in them. Those are the ideal values represented graphically. So EX is explorers, PR is professionals, HI is high earners, and so on and so on. So basically, in order to do well, you want to get your brand perceptions as close as possible to the ideal values of this segment as you can. Okay, the closer you get, the more appealing the product is to consumers, the better it's going to do. Okay, so that's a big challenge and activity in the simulation is what can we do to lower or to reduce the gap between brand perceptions and ideal values. Okay, so use these maps here kind of as a first look to help you determine where do we stand. We can see from this how far we are from ideal values. We can see who our closest competitors are. We can see maybe areas of opportunity where maybe there is no target market that's being satisfied by any particular brand. So you can use this information from that. If you want it in text form, table form, it's right here, right below the two maps. Okay, and then just like with the semantic scales, ideal values do change. They evolve slightly over time.